Hi, I'm Monty McKinnon. Thank you for joining me. Unexpected video today. I'm at the point where I need to have a bridge made for our guitar here. This is looking pretty good. We've got the neck all fastened on. It's beautiful in here on both sides. It's tight as a drum. It's pretty good. We haven't tightened up any of the truss rod until we get all the strings on, but this is what we're working on, is the bridge. So let me first go on and show you, if you will. You'll recall that we made some bridges, and you'll see those in the video where we cut all the shape here. The next thing I did, and I'm going to show you, is I cut the slot dead easy. If you take your time and you make a jig, and it's just so easy, it's a joke. Now I've got another jig here for putting in the holes. These holes run parallel to this. Now remember, up in here, this is the base. This is compensated by about 3 millimeters from the treble here. What I've got here for doing the holes is a jig that I made. My mentor had this originally, and I made a copy of this. And what happens is I will put the bridge into this jig, and we will cut the holes and line it up. But first, what I want to do is show you, because I have two here with no markings on them, and I want to show you how I mark these, because what happens is the holes are back of the saddle by 9 millimeters. Well, it could be 9.5, it could be 9.25, it could be 8 3/4. 9 is ideal. So what I did to come up with 9 is I just happen to know that the thickness of this is 9. So here's how I did it. I'm going to change the camera and come back and show you exactly up close how we did this. Okay, we're back at the bench here now, and these are the two that I just showed you a second ago. These are already all done, and you can see I've got the markings here on them as to where they have to line up for the holes to be all the same. And by the way, on the back, just so you know, I drilled through, I made a mistake and I went through two of them, but I drilled through the two E strings, the bass and the treble E string here, right through, but I don't with the others. And the reason for that is when I glue this onto the guitar, I want glue all over this. And so right in this area, which is going to get holes anyway because we've got to drill through the top, it's going to become nice and firm, and it won't lift up at any point in the future. So here's what I did. I want 9 millimeters. I measured this, and it's 9 millimeters. So what I did is I took a saddle, and I put the saddle in the slot. I put this up against it, and then I mark it with a white. It could be any color you want. Yellow's a pretty good color to use. Just a white line. And now what I do is I just draw that line across. That line represents where the holes are going to go. Now, I've got to know how I'm going to set this up to set in. And this is 70 millimeters wide. This is your saddle. So I want to come in on either side by 6 millimeters. So what I did is I took the calipers and I set them exactly at 6, and I take these end points and I just simply, make sure I got my glasses on here, mark where the 6 millimeters will be. Now, all I need to do is take this square, put it up against the flat edge, which is the front, right? Put that up tight there. And I got that marked. and I got that marked. It's as simple as that. That's it. I've now got my lines. There's my center line. I'm going to be cutting this thing back to these two lines later on and doing some other work to that, but I'll show you that in a subsequent video. So let's take this one and we'll do the same thing. We'll take the saddle and put it in the slot. I'll put this up against it. Go down to this side and I'm pulling the wood in nice and tight against the bone saddle. There it is. The compensation's there. It's running parallel. So now we want to come in by the 6 millimeters. I do that with this right from the edge. Then I take this square, get that mark there. See, the hands just don't want to cooperate. But I don't care, I'm not going to quit because of my hands. There you go. So those two are ready to be drilled. We've got 3, 6, 7 already drilled, and I'm going to have 2 more. So here's our jig. The bridge back goes in here. That's the round part, right? It's going in like that. So there's the front. And here's my center line right down here. And I want the center line of the bridge lined up here with the center line here, and there it is. It's perfect. So now what we'll do is I'll take these 2 wedges and I'm going to put let's do it this way. Now, that's not going anywhere. See? Look. That's perfect. All right, let's go over to the drill press. That means I have to change the camera settings, so I'll be right back. Now this is a slide tray, and these are little squares which are 57 millimeters, and this contraption that you saw here a minute ago just sits on here and it slides back and forth. Now this lines up perfectly with the treble side and it goes right along in a straight line. So we're fine. Now what I'm going to do is drill the first hole. You'll get a little bit of motor noise on this. And then what we do in order to position the second is I'm going to take this block and I'm putting it in here so this doesn't come all the way back. So let's do that. Remember the E, which is what I'm doing now. I'm going to drill this all the way through so it's a little more slow because I don't want to blow it out on the back. And very carefully move that. Now, I'm sliding this forward to go for the B string. So I put this in, and I come back. Now, I'm not going to drill all the way through. Now I'm going to do the G string. Here we come. Okay. The D is done. Now the A string. And then finally, the E string. And again, I'm going to drill this all the way through. That's it. The job is done. I mean, look. Oh, I bet this has got a few people excited. Look at that. Absolutely perfect. Everything lines up just like I showed you with the other video. I've got some more with no sound that you'll see. And there it is at the back where I can glue all in here. And then once I've got it all glued to the top of the guitar, I'll end up taking that out of there. They're lined up. They're parallel to the slot. It's all good. It's not that hard. If you take your time, you can do this. This works out absolutely perfect. What I should probably do is do a whole bunch of these and sell them. This is East Indian rosewood. There's the two holes at the back. There's the shape. We got to cut all the wings off here yet and make it all beautiful and sand it, and then do the back here and scallop it so it's going to fit nice on the guitar. But it's really easy when you're using a jig, and the jigs take the time to create. I fiddled with this for probably an hour today just to make sure and double check that all the settings were correct, and it turned out that they were. So that's it. We've done 9 bridges. I need 1. I don't know, I've got 9, so I guess I have to make another guitar. Anyway, there we go. It's looking pretty good. And so now, as my reward, is a cup of English breakfast tea. And I've had this down here for a little bit, so it could be, yes, it's iced tea with milk. Yuck. Doesn't taste that great today. Well, that wraps up today. Thank you very much. I do appreciate you being here. If you're not a subscriber, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe. Everybody wants you to subscribe. I just never think to ask. So if you wouldn't mind, please subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next video. And what you see is what you get. It's just a lot of fun here. Bye for now. See you in the next video. Okay, where do we start? Let's get this pulled apart. You never want to lose these little guys. They're the whole key to the success.